Welcome back. It's Thursday. It's mock draft time. We're doing another mock draft. PPR, 12 team. 3 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 flex, 1 QB, 1 tight end. But keep that in mind because if you've seen other mock drafts, other channels, you probably are going to be shocked at how many wide receivers go here. But 3 wide receiver, 1 flex, full PPR. That is why. What's up, Bus? What's up, John? I accidentally auto-drafted my last draft with first 2 picks. No worries. It happens. All right, see if anybody wants to join me on the stream. Just wait and make sure. Okay, it looks like we're all green. Oh, it looks like we're all here. Here we go. We are off and running. Let me just notify them. We are off. I am in the 12th spot. Leonard Fournette at pick number 2, like number 2 overall. Yikes! What's up, Kenny? We got Cooper Kupp number 1, a little spicy there. JT number 2. What's up, Nate? Welcome to the stream.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, good.
It's Gene. Oh, okay, Justin, you're Gene Hackman. All right, okay. Good to know. Unruly Drip, how do I join these? Good question. How do I join these? You click the link down in the description for our Discord server, and I post them every Thursday morning, and then you try to get in before they fill. That's how you do it. What's up, Jeremy?
What's up, man?
Yeah, I've heard Najee's been falling. I don't get it at all. Like, I don't understand. Like, we got probably one of only. Cheek's gonna time out already?
Oh, come on, dude!
Did he time out or my thing need to be refreshed? What's going on? Did he time out, guys, or is my thing? Am I behind? Somebody let me know.
I'm seeing the next guy up.
Did Cheeks make a pick or did he time out?
I'm seeing Justin Jefferson on my end for Cheeks.
Okay. So I must there we go. Okay. My thing must have. People are definitely on a little wide receiver earlier this year, but any Seahawks worth drafting? I like Walker and Penny late. I don't really have a strong feeling about like one or the other, but I'll take shots on them late. I definitely like getting both if I can late. Other than that, not really. I mean, if DK falls far enough, sure. Yeah, we're definitely more wide receiver heavy here, but I think the format also contributes to that. If you're in a 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex league, then it makes more sense to, favor running backs a little bit more earlier, and especially if you're in like a half PPR type of league. I mean, Najee didn't fall that far. He's at the 1-4. Pretty high. All right, I got to get ready here. I'm about to have to make some picks. Dalvin Cook looks good. Just kidding. We're going, let's see what we got here. Man. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, we had 6 wide receivers in the first round, huh? Okay. I'm going to go Swift.
Wow!
So Swift has top 5 upside, huh?
Oh, definitely. Swift definitely has top 5 upside. For sure. For sure.
How many running backs would you say have top 5 upside this year? Like who would you be willing to draft early? How many of them?
JT. I'll say it like this: JT, Najee are the guys I feel the best about. Like I'll take them every chance I can. Then I would say like Swift and Barkley are kind of like the next guys I feel good about, but definitely not as strongly as those guys. And then I would say, McCaffrey. I mean, McCaffrey, Henry, Eckler, those are the guys that are kind of like they probably need to play all 17 to get there. Like if they we know if CMC plays all 17, he's getting there for sure. Henry probably getting there too because that means Derrick Henry stayed healthy for 400 run carries, and he's going to be top 5 if that happens.
Aaron Jones before Cook. My goodness. Wow.
And Javonte. Jeremy, what are we doing here?
Sorry. Yeah, I knew I was going to explain myself. I think Aaron Jones has. I've been just reviewing a bunch of stuff, and I think he'll get a bigger workload, especially not only in the running game but in the passing game. And so I think where I took him is that I took him in the second round. I think he could be a top 5 running back easily, if not the number 1.
The number 1
in PPR. So I don't know what scoring we're doing. But even in half PPR, I think he'd be right in that.
We're obviously doing PPR here. We don't mess with that stuff.
But even in half point PPR, I think he's got so much utility that like between his workload and the utility that he's going to get, I just see him. I have him a little higher, and usually I'm more down on him.
Okay, now that Josh Allen pick deserved a wow. Josh Allen at the 2.9? That deserved a wow.
That might be the earliest we've seen a quarterback go in one of these drafts this year.
For sure. I mean, Dalvin Cook at the 2.10. I'm not even like high on Dalvin Cook this year, but at the 2.10? Crazy what's happening. This is one of our spiciest drafts. Maybe ever. Barkley at the 3-1. That's nice.
Yeah, that Cup Sutton Barkley start that's a good team.
Yeah, I mean, man, setting at the 2.12 feels really early too, though, for me. As much as I like setting that still, like
yeah, but look at the wide receivers right now. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, when you're in a draft where Dalvin Cook is going to the 2.10 and Travis Kelce at the 3.3, Travis Kelce at the 3.3. How mad are you about? You're not really Team Andrews this year, huh? You're like,
he was a value last year. Now he's going where he should go. I like him. I don't think anyone taking him is making a bad pick. It's just last year he was an absolute steal where he was going.
You were right about that. What's up, Albert? Good evening.
I've had a tight end that I've been excited about for a few years now, and this year I really don't. Like, I like Schultz where he goes. I like Ertz where he goes. Keith was early on both of those guys.
But do we see? I mean, I think we could safely say Ertz is not going to be this year's Mark Andrews. Do we see Schultz doing that?
No, neither of them. Neither of them are half as talented. Honestly, Andrews is like up there with Kittle is possibly the most, and Kelsey is the most talented tight ends in the league, right? Schultz isn't that guy, but the opportunity is going to be fantastic. I don't know if there's a guy that's like being overlooked that's incredibly talented and is also in a good situation. Like,
all right, Jeremy. It's 3 wide receiver, 1 flex, 2 running back, right?
He's taking all the running backs I don't have.
Yeah, well, so my big thing is one, he's great value where I'm getting him, and 2, I'm not reaching on a wide receiver, even though everyone's like, oh, I'm going to take all the wide receivers, and I'm like, nope, not doing it, not reaching because everyone else is taking.
That's fair. Let's see here. I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to get a wow. No wow for that one?
The one time you expected.
Right? This is not my typical draft, but I'm going to go here.
Wow.
There it is. There we go.
Bateman. Is there anyone in the Discord, in the community, that's not high on Bateman this year? I don't think we have any Bateman haters.
I don't know how you can't be high on Bateman this year. He's great. It's him and Andrews and nothing else. I don't think their run game with Dobbins and Edwards coming off ACL is going to be any good this year. Like, it's hard not to like Bateman. It's really hard not to like Bateman.
You don't see Prosh stepping up and stealing his targets?
What is Prosh, like 5'8", 150?
I have no idea. I didn't even really know who he was until I started seeing reports on him, like, looking good in camp. And when you get reports on a guy like Prosh looking good in camp, you have no wide receivers.
Yeah.
It's like the Bears with a better Mooney and a better Komet.
Exactly. All right, so Rel asking, do we have any money leagues? Yes, we will. We'll be posting those in the Discord, starting those soon, so get in there. Smitty's dad saying Cheeks one of the best starts I've ever seen. I'm not sure if that's Cheeks or not. I'm guessing that's Cheeks, but it is a good start. I can't argue with the Jefferson Cooks Kelsey start. Andrew said he just joined. We do drafts every Thursday, Andrew, so get ready to, we post them every Thursday. Who would be your number one rookie receiver that you would draft off the board? Haha, funny you say that. I think I'll talk about him I think it's going to come out tomorrow. I don't know if I'd say he's my number one. I mean, he might be. I don't want to spoil it. How do we feel about CeeDee Lamb? I love CeeDee Lamb this season. I think he's going to have a great season. Man, even if the Ravens sign Julio Jones, that's not going to change my opinion on Bateman one bit. Julio Jones, come on. We're still doing this? Come on. The guy's dust. He's complete dust. I think I found another clapping cheeks burner. Cheeks is clapping cheeks from entertainment. I think, how many accounts do you have? Yeah, I definitely like Wilson. I actually like Elijah Moore more than Wilson, though. there in New York. But as far as the rookies go, I do like Wilson. I just like Olave. He's not the guy in the video tomorrow. I just like Olave a lot because I don't believe that Michael Thomas is going to be anywhere close to healthy this year. He's really good. To me, he's got a clear path to the number one target there in New Orleans. So.
DJ Moore with the QB upgrade.
Now, I don't hate DJ Moore at the 410. I might hate DJ Moore as my wide receiver too, but at the 410, I think that's qualified. All right, so this isn't cheeks. Would you say taking Allen Robinson and Kupp on the same basketball team is okay? Absolutely, especially if you can then get Matthew Stafford later. I think that's great. I love stack I love a 3-player stack like that. Because you pretty much, like, most weeks, there's not going to be many weeks where both those guys are terrible. So you're going to probably have a great week almost every single week from at least one of them. And there's going to be some weeks where both of them are good. And then, of course, you stack it with Stafford, you have tons of upside. I mean, yeah, look, we're pretty down on Leonard Fournette here at the 411, though. I mean, that's pretty low. That's pretty low. Although I will admit I would take David Montgomery. But that's just me. Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson? Definitely Russell Wilson. I like Cousins, but Russell Wilson, I think we're going to see top 5 Russell Wilson season. I mean, just 2 years ago, people don't, and I think he might be in tomorrow's video too, actually. He only attempted 400 passes last year. The year before that, he attempted 558. He threw for 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. I don't think the Broncos traded for Russell Wilson so they could run the Pete Carroll offense. Not only that, new head coach Nathaniel Hackett just got Aaron Rodgers back-to-back MVPs. So I like Russell a lot. Bateman at the 4-1 is insane. Drafting him at his ceiling, maybe. But who behind Bateman are you taking? I thought about Brandon Cooks, but I'd rather have the wide receiver 1 for Lamar. I'm not on Metcalf with Geno or Drew Lock. Hopkins going to miss 6 games. Waddle, with Tyreek Hill. I do like Elijah Moore. Maybe I'd go Elijah Moore over Bateman, but there's nobody behind him. Like, who would you take that was drafted after him? Let me know. Let me know, Ivan. Who would you take that was drafted after Bateman as far as wide receivers go? DJ Moore easy, says Big. Get out of here with Lenny. Yeah, the dad. Lenny is running back 1 if it's point per burger. DJ Moore's ceiling is like Rashad Bateman's floor. Wow. Why does everybody love DJ Moore?
Oh, come on, dude.
Like, DJ Moore is like never done anything great in fantasy for 4+ years, and everybody's like, oh, he's a god. Like, why do we all love DJ Moore so much? Why do you all love DJ Moore so much? All right, maybe not his floor, maybe like his 80% floor. What is there not to love about DJ Moore? He's good but not great. He has no quarterback. He doesn't score any touchdowns. Like, what is there to love about DJ Moore? Nate, what has he done? What's his highest fantasy finish? Like 16, 17? I don't know. 20? I don't know. And now he's got Baker Mayfield. Like, woo.
QB upgrade.
Oh, here we go.
Do you think he finishes? Do you think he finishes
like
above?
I
Above.
feel like people do this on purpose to me. We just did this all day in the Discord.
I don't know. I can't speak for anyone else, but I absolutely do this on purpose.
He has the best QB in his life, but the QB is still terrible. He's still bad. He's still bad. I don't care. Like, dude, like, we have 3 years of seeing DJ Moore with terrible quarterback play not being very fantasy relevant, and people are still like, I don't care that he has a terrible quarterback. It's DJ Moore. Like, why? Why? Like, at least with Allen Robinson, we had seasons where Allen Robinson was an absolute fantasy stud with bad quarterbacks. We've never had that with DJ Moore, ever. Lamar is a much better thrower than Baker. Come on. Stop this. Stop this. Come on. Okay, that's great that he scored 25% of his team's touchdowns. His team doesn't score any touchdowns. Oh, I got trapped here. This is the problem with going to RBs early. Where are all the wide receivers?
Wow!
Man. No, he was not amazing for the first half of the season. He was amazing for like the first 4 games. 4 games. And you know what's crazy? Okay, so I'm going to have like a no talking about DJ Moore. If DJ Moore does anything in fantasy that helps people actually win their fantasy championships, I'm going to make it like no more talking about DJ Moore. So DJ Moore last year started the season 15, 21, 20, and 30. Okay? So that's – how many points is that? That's 15, 36, 56. That's 86, like 87 fantasy points in the first. How many games did I? How many? 1, 2, 3. In the first 4 games. DJ Moore finished with, let me scroll down here and find DJ Moore at wide receiver 16 with 230 fantasy points. So he scored 36, 56, 80. So he scored 150 fantasy points the rest of the season. 150. Like, I can get that off a waiver wire. Like, if I just play the waiver wire at my wide receiver 3 every week, I can get 150 fantasy points. Yeah, okay, Brandon Ayuk probably wasn't the greatest pick, but man, those wide receivers are terrible. Like, I'm not picking Lockett. I mean, maybe I could have gone St. Brown there. Yeah, this is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty bad.
Yeah, St. Brown is usually my pick if I pick up Hopkins.
I'm spending too much time arguing about a average fantasy football wide receiver that people love for some reason. I had 80 points through 4 games and finished as a wide receiver 16. Come on. Well, sorry, what'd you say, Jeremy? Yeah, this is not my best draft. Definitely not my best draft.
When we draft in the money league, I'm going to make sure to get you all worked up about DJ Moore too.
You know what's funny? When we draft in the money league, people draft running back so much earlier. Like, ask Cheeks. Well, were you in our private league last year? Ask Jeremy.
Yeah, I think it was in the redraft. I wasn't in the dynasty.
No, in the redraft. In the redraft league, it's like no one drafts like this when the money's on the line. That's a funny thing. It's like the money's on the line, and all of a sudden it's like I remember like last year I think last year I started like I did take Zeke at the end of because I had like picked 10 or something. I had Zeke, and then I think I took like Jefferson. I forget. I had great wide receivers. Zeke just sucked. I'm actually not. There's no rage here. There's no rage. Because you know why there's no rage for me about DJ Moore? Because I never draft him. And I never have to suffer with the mediocrity of having DJ Moore in my fantasy lineup. So I'm fine.
I can't wait to see endgame videos next year with the DJ Moore jersey hung up in the background. That's going to be good.
Look, I will say this about DJ Moore. And Nate knows this because from the Discord, and maybe Jeremy's read it too, but the only thing that will get me on DJ Moore is if they start using him differently.
Move him around, pre-snap
if they
movement.
Keep playing him in that X wide receiver role. He cannot play the X wide receiver. He cannot. And Baker Mayfield cannot support an X wide receiver. He cannot. If he's getting more run out of the slot, off the line of scrimmage, okay, I'll start saying maybe I got to start looking at DJ Moore a little bit more. But until then, no. Chubb's going to go off this season. I mean, what's going off for Nick Chubb? Like, what do we call Nick Chubb going off? Like, I don't know if Kirk has wide receiver. I mean,
I would say
weeks, but I don't know about wide receiver one side.
Chubb going off would have to be him in the top 5. Like,
Yeah.
you expect him to be in the top 10, hopefully.
7 touchdowns, 800 yards. That's not really going off, but, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, yeah, Nick Chubb probably is guaranteed 1,000 yards. And I don't think there's anything wrong with going at 7.5. All right, let's try to make some halfway decent picks here. This team is hopeless. All right, well, that made this decision easier.
Wow.
Now I just think Sleeper just does this with all my picks.
Wow.
God, Antonio Gibson really is a pariah around here. I mean, I don't want him.
I don't want him. How many weeks until Ronald Jones is starting over Clyde? There's a part of me that feels like we're gonna get a Clyde breakout. Now, not top 5, but I think we're gonna see Clyde in the top 12 this year. I could regret that. I could regret saying that on a live stream that anybody could go back and replay. But
I think the odds of Clyde being an RB1 are about as good as the odds of Antonio Gibson being an RB1.
Clip it. Top 12, meaning like 12th, 11th, not like I said, not like 8 or 7 or anything. Like top 12. Okay, Josh Jacobs was top 12. It was 12th last year, and nobody probably knew that because Josh Jacobs didn't really help anybody's fantasy team. Top 12 is nothing like it's not as good as people think it is. And we know that, right? We know that top 12 is basically replacement level, right, Nate?
Anything RB6 through like 16.
Now the difference, yeah, the difference is if your 7th or 8th round running back finishes top 12, now you're feeling good. If your 2nd or 3rd round running back finishes top 12, you're not feeling so good. Okay, this one, Ivan, I actually do agree with you on. I think we're going to see, sorry, Jeremy, more A.J. Dillon this year.
I think there's so much hype with A.J. Dillon. I think the Packers will use him more as a decoy and then just dump it off to Jones because everyone's like, "Oh, A.J. Dillon." I'm like, they're not in love with him like the fans are.
I think you're right. Jones will catch more passes than Dillon.
Yeah.
But Dillon granted, Jones missed a game last year, 2 games. How many games did Jones miss last year?
He missed more than 2.
2 or 3. It wasn't any more than 3. But A.J. Dillon did have more carries than him and had more red zone carries and had more goal line carries. Now, granted, he missed 2 games. But it wasn't like A.J. Dillon wasn't involved. He was involved. So.
Yeah, and I don't think that he won't be involved at all. I'm just saying when he is involved, it's not like you're saying, oh, well, then that means Jones won't be in it on the field at all. And I think that's
No. It's gonna be they're both gonna get used. I could just see Dillon slowly cutting into Jones's workload and then eventually kind of being the lead. Like Jones will still catch more passes though. Watson or Lazard, I mean, I'm not really super high on either, but between those two, I'd probably take Lazard just because Aaron Rodgers knows him and trusts him, and
Would you rather have Lazard or MVS this year?
Lazard.
How about Juju ahead of either of them?
I would rather have Juju than both.
You don't buy into the reports that MVS is playing better in camp than Juju is?
No. You saw MVS's reception, right? Have you looked at it yet?
Yeah, it's great.
You know where MVS would dominate on like a flag football field.
The USFL, yeah.
Yeah, where they just
where the Commanders are getting their players from.
Yeah, they just say go and I'll get you the ball. Just run and I'll get you the ball. Which is fine. Like MVS is gonna have some weeks because he's got Patrick Mahomes and he can just run and Patrick Mahomes will get him the ball. But he's not gonna be a high target share guy. He's not ever gonna get more than probably like 4 or 5 catches a game. He'll have those, huge every now and then, those 40, 50-yard touchdowns, and and everybody will be like, MVS, and get all excited.
So that said, how much do you like Juju then?
I'm not super high on Juju. My word with Juju is he kind of does similar things to Kelsey as far as like where he succeeds on his routes. But at least Juju, as far as the wide receivers goes, has a clear role. Like he's gonna be the slot guy, right? He's gonna be the slot guy, and they don't really have anybody else to do that now.
So is this why you like CEH this year? Is because you're looking around going, okay, someone has to catch the ball. Like there's going to be targets somewhere, right?
No, the CEH thing comes from, well, a lot of the reason why. He's at that perfect age. He doesn't have a lot of wear and tear. He's in a great offense. He just needs to not be horrible, and he just needs to hold off Ronald Jones, who is pretty horrible. And he's not a guy I'm looking at like, oh, he can get 20 plus touches. Like, no, he's like a 10 to 12 carry guy, 2 to 3 to 4 catch guy. But with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense, that's going to be enough. You know, if you're talking like 12, let's say 12 carries a game, what is that, 120? That's like 140-ish carries. And then you're talking, let's say, another, 50 plus like 50 or so receptions. It's like 200 touches, let's say, right, for CEH. 200 touches in the Chiefs offense with the scoring opportunities. That's good enough for like top 12. Penny will finish over CEH. If Penny even finishes the season. All right, Ivan, this is a good question. Tony Pollard or Zeke at their ADPs? Anybody?
Oh man, I'm leaning Zeke, which I'm like surprising myself here with this, but like you see where Pollard goes, and you have other guys that are running backs going in that range that are the could they take over the backfield guys, right? Like, and say what you want about Pollard being the better running back, and he probably is, but when Zeke is available, they feed him the ball. He is the lead back there. I'm not saying he should be, but he is, right? Like, I don't know. I lean Zeke at ADP, which is I don't feel good about.
I go Pollard. I'm really, really, really off of Zeke this year. Yeah. Zeke looks like he's complete dust to me. Like complete dust. And I get it that the Cowboys don't care and they'll continue to give him the ball. But I think we see Pollard. Okay, really, even that pick? I think we see Pollard start to. I mean, we saw last year him start to inch in a little more on his workload. I think we see that even a little more this year. There just comes a point where even when you're paying the guy however many million and Jerry Jones is up in the box saying, "Play my shiny toy," that you got to say, hey, we got a guy here who's better. Maybe we should play him more.
What do you think of Damian Harris and Ramondre going less than a round apart?
No, that's a tough situation. That one's a tough situation for me. Like, Damian Harris is still really good. He has very little mileage, but this is the last year of his deal. Unlikely Bill Belichick is going to bring him back, right? He's going to let him walk, probably. Stevenson is also good. Stevenson is also young. I feel like it's going to be really close to a 50-50. I really do. I feel like it's going to be really close to a 50-50. That's a tough situation for me.
Hey, there was a fantasy football guy that once taught me in a 50-50 split, take the guy who catches passes.
Which is who?
You.
Yeah, which one?
That's Ramondre. That is.
I mean, but how many catches? I mean, how many catches does Ramondre get? Like,
so all the reports out of camp are that's what he's been doing all offseason and everything is he's gonna work on being that pass catching guy and the third down guy.
I mean, if that's the case, then yes, I would prefer Ramondre because, even if Harris gets, say, 100, 200 carries and Ramondre gets 150, but Ramondre catches 30 to 40 passes, that's going to be worth way more than Harris's 200 carries, unless he, scores an insane rating, which is unlikely. But I don't know if I see Harris catching that many passes. But I guess we'll see. If it stays that way, into the real camp, then, yeah, I'll probably have to start getting higher on Ramondre. And I'm not low on him. It's just a situation where I look at it and I'm like I'd feel better if, Ramondre was going 2 or 3 rounds later. And then I could be like, well, I'll just wait 3 rounds and get Ramondre. But when they're going that close, it makes it really tough. My wide receiver, yes, my wide receiver 1 is Jefferson. I just think Jefferson's going to have a huge year this year. But I have no argument with Kupp as a wide receiver 1. I don't see any reason why Kupp, Kupp isn't going to be as good as he was last year because those are the type of seasons you only have once a career, really. But I still think Cup's going to be awesome. So, but I think Jefferson this year really, really, really takes it to another level. I cut your. Well, I'm not really a jersey guy. I don't have any jerseys. I've only had one. What do I think? I definitely have a Barry Sanders jersey at my mom's house because Barry Sanders is the goat running back. But I don't think I've ever had another jersey. Never been a big jersey guy. I mean, yeah, we're all pretty bullish on Jamar Chase, but I don't think I could put Chase over Jefferson simply because, I mean, Jefferson's got KJ Osborne, who I do like, but come on. Adam Thielen, who's 32, 33 now, hasn't finished a season in like 3 years. Whereas Chase, T. Higgins is awesome, right? We know T. Higgins is awesome. Tyler Boyd is good. He's a good receiver. Both young. Well, Boyd's like, 27, 28, but still, that's fine. So I just worry that Chase, I still like Chase. He's my number 3. Yes, of course I have the Cup shirt. It's a little small. I got to be honest. It's a little snug. Even by my standards. But I still have it. Appreciate it. It's a cool shirt, by the way. Is there a way they can get the shirt, chat? So some people can get the shirt.
Yeah, and I think the Bengals, one of their benefits last year that they're not going to have this year is they were a surprise to most people, just offensively, and they're not going to be that this year. Like everyone, like, oh, we need to look out for the Bengals and hold on. So I think that will be one thing that they're not going to have this year. That was a very big help last year.
What was their biggest weakness last year, though? Was the offensive line, right? And that should be much improved this year. And you give Burrow a little bit more time to throw, and hopefully mix in a little bit more room to run. I think that'll more than make up for that. I hope.
Yeah, I do. I see both sides. Like Nate, yeah, definitely they improved the O-line, but Jeremy, to your point, you're right. Also, they were like insanely efficient last year as far as scoring drives and things, like just things that are, they're on that side of like, maybe they're the next, greatest show on turf type of offense or something, but maybe they come down to earth a little bit. I don't think they're going to be like a bad offense, but come down to earth a little bit. So I just feel better about Jefferson. I mean, the guy literally has had like, I think Randy Moss is the only player at his age that has more yards than Justin Jefferson in the history of the NFL for wide receivers. So, like, that's some good company. Definitely not going to do the stream shirtless. That's not happening.
Sweet. I get to get my dude.
You must be so excited to see your Jags this year after the mess that was last year.
Urban Meyer?
God.
Like, I've already forgotten what last season was. It was a nightmare.
I think it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Last year would have had to have been a nightmare. That was, it almost seemed like surreal what was happening.
They might surprise some people this year. I do think they've got a decent amount of talent.
Nope. I'm keeping my expectations very low. We're only winning 2 or 3 games. Nope. I did the optimism last year, so try to give Urban
I was on team Urban was a mistake from the beginning, and I actually think Peterson's a good hire, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, Sleeper just does this on purpose to me. Like Ronald Jones in the 11th is a wow now. Judy and Sutton both finished top 24. Book it. I think so. I think they could both finish top 24 pretty easily. Assuming JT is running what? You willing to go with CMC with Baker? I mean, I don't think the quarterback, this isn't DJ Moore. The quarterback does not matter for CMC. CMC, it just comes down to, can the guy play at least 14 games, and preferably, if he's going to miss those 3 games, can they be like early, middle-ish, right? That's really what it comes down to CMC. That's it. If that happens, he's going to be awesome, because Baker, Darnold, Bridgewater, Cam, it doesn't matter. He's going to catch 80-plus passes probably, and, still get 200 carries. So the risk, of course, is he only plays like 5 or 6 games and you're number 1 pick. Doesn't do anything for you.
Trade it for more assets.
Draft on underdog. Did we draft on underdog, guys? Like daily?
No, never.
Daily. We have an entire channel devoted to underdog in our Discord. Yes, we definitely draft on underdog.
Yeah, if you were ever in an underdog draft where someone took Gabe Davis in like the 3rd round, you're probably in one with JCB.
Unfortunately, we don't have a promo code. Just kidding. We do have a promo code. You and me both, tightest end. We both missed the mark. I missed the mark on this draft. I got 2. You guys, I think you guys do this on purpose. You just like, hey, let's get them riled up. Let's get them riled up for this terrible draft.
So I was listening to you about DJ Moore being in the wrong position. That's the X is not what Baker can support. So I think I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers wide receiver 1, Robbie Anderson, with my last pick.
Ooh, there you go. The Carolina Panthers wide receiver 1.
I'm not on board this year. Nope, can't do it.
Who did better last year, Robbie Anderson or Curtis Samuel? I'm not sure.
I think Robbie Anderson slightly.
Yeah.
The difference was you never had to worry about, like, do I play Curtis Samuel or not? You just sat in your IR spot on your bench, rotting away. Jeremy is not JCB. JCB's name is Jimmy. Jeremy is now he was Tall Geek, but now I think it's just your name, right? Jeremy Sarson, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Yeah, now I think he's just Jeremy Sarson now, right?
Okay, yeah, sorry.
All serious now. All adulty and serious.
I'm not going to be serious with this last pick, but I think it's going to be fun.
Okay. Yeah, I don't hate it.
Someone's going to pick him up. They're going to like him, and I just hope he goes to a good place.
And he's another guy that probably just needs to stay healthy, right?
Maybe he needs to find a team first, but.
I was looking at Paris Campbell. Of course, I should have known that Nate picked Paris Campbell. That's a Nate pick. That's a Nate pick I've ever seen.
I love Paris Campbell. The guy's good. You just have to watch his 5 minutes of NFL tape when he's been able to be on the field.
Mr. Fax said his sister drafted from Cup Sutton Barkley. Pretty good. Pretty good start. I don't mind like that handcuffing strategy with running backs kind of in that range. Well, let me make this last pick here. Is anybody good? Anybody? Oh, I need a tight end. See? Shows you how much I've been paying attention. I only have a tight end.
That would be the second time you've done that.
All right. There we go. Got my tight end. All right. Let's see what we got here. The nice thing is I don't have to grade my own team. All right, Mr. Fax. Who we got? Let me for my first 9 out of 10 score. Russ, are you Mr. Fax? With your sister starting off the draft for you? Is that? I think that's what's happening here. All right, Cup Sutton Barkley is great. Gabe Davis, fine, sure, whatever. Zeke at the 5-1, probably okay. Zeke will be like a solid, 13 to 24 running back this year. So okay, fine. Renfro at the 6, fine. Lamar at the 7, that's really good. I really like Lamar this year. I think Lamar have a huge year. I get paid. Harris good. Wentz or Watson, Wentz. Goddard, Dotson, Irv Smith, Gus bus. Gus for the bus. Pretty good team. Cup, Sutton, Davis, Renfro, Watson, Barkley, Zeke, Harris. I think between Zeke and Harris, he'll be okay at RB2 most weeks. It's a solid team. I'm going to go with 8 there. I'm going to go 8. All right, hot shots. JT at the 2. That's closest value as you can get. AJ Brown, Keenan Allen, Big Lenny, Mooney. I don't mind Godwin, I guess, as your wide receiver 4. You can wait and see how he does and when he gets back and if he gets back to full strength. Jacobs, Prescott, Ertz, good. Landry, Spiller, McKissick, Hardman, okay. Brown, Allen, Cup, Sutton, Renfro. I think you got to give you the slight edge over Fax. I think you got him just a little bit of running back. Other than that, I think you guys are pretty even. I'm going to give you an 8-5. All right, Cheeks with the all-value team here with Jefferson, Cook, Kelsey in the 3. That's crazy. And then DJ Moore just put me on tilt. Montgomery, that's really good. Gage, I almost took Gage over Ayuk. Probably should have. Kirk, fine, is your wide receiver 4. Okay, fine, flex. Hurts, that's nice. Penny, MVS. Okay, you get like 2 weeks out of them. Pierce, Gainwell, Price to finish. That's a good team. You got Jefferson, Moore, Gage. Wide receivers are just okay for me. Running backs are good. Tight end is awesome. QB is good. I definitely like your team the best. I'm just wondering how much I like it. I think I'm going to go 8-7-5 on that. All right, the tightest end, Najee, that's good. Josh Allen at the 2-9. I like Josh Allen. Josh Allen's going to be awesome, but man, QB at the 2-9, that's just way too early for me in a 1 QB league. Hollywood, Moore, London, I don't mind those wide receivers. Dobbins is your RB2. Singletary, fine. I probably would have liked another running back other than maybe another, like a Dillon or a Sanders or a Hunt or a CEH or whatever. Another guy that you can kind of plug and play if you need to. The thing with Herbert, even though I do like Herbert, is he's only going to really be fantasy relevant if Monty goes down. Boyd, Osborne, Pierce. I like those last wide receivers, but man, I just think you're looking at Marquise, Moore, London, and Boyd as your wide receivers, and then Najee, that's good, and then Dobbins or Singletary is your RB2. I don't think taking Josh Allen that early is enough to overcome that, especially when you probably could have gotten Josh Allen in round. I mean, look, Mahomes went in the 6th, so I'm sure you could have gotten Josh Allen in the 4th or 5th, no problem. So I'm going to give this one. It's still, I mean, this team will probably still compete. It's not horrible. I'm going to say 7-7-5. All right, Herbie fully loaded. Hopefully you're doing okay with COVID. CMC, T. Higgins, Andrews, that's a great start. Waddle, Smith, don't even mind that. Wow, that's a great start. Got to get Justin Herbert. Then Dylan, Pollard. Like, you could probably mix and match those guys. Again, I probably would have liked, again, like I said here with the tightest end, I would have liked maybe like a guy like Stevenson or maybe, Rachaad White, James Cook, maybe even Algier, somebody who probably has a little bigger role than Madison, just to get, again, just so you have a little more options at the RB2 spot. I don't mind Madison. I don't mind Tony either, unless he's stuck on the outside, then I do. But then you got Tolbert, which I really like, and Parker. Sonny Michel at the end. I mean, maybe he has a role there in Miami. We'll see. Overall, this is a pretty strong team. Higgins, Waddle, Smith. Your flex is going to be a little questionable with Tony, Tolbert, Parker, maybe one of Dylan or Pollard. But you got an elite tight end. You got a great quarterback. I think you're right behind Cheeks. I'm going to say 8-5. All right, Nate, Chase, Debo, Deontay, hits at the 4-7. Nice. Cooper, banking on a short Watson suspension, huh? And then Mitchell, Sanders, Gibson, Gordon, Carter, Woods. Yeah, I mean, you do what you got to do when you start like that, right? Just attack running back and hope a couple of them hit. Stafford at the 12th, that's good. Campbell at the end, that's good. I mean, obviously your wide receivers are awesome. Assuming Watson isn't suspended for the entire year, then, and you got a good tight end, decent running backs, good QB. It's hard to draft a grade a zero running back team, right? Because zero running back teams are ever evolving teams as the season goes on. But right now, I'm going to say 8-5. It's a good team, but obviously, some of the higher, maybe 8-2-5. Some of the higher teams, have that advantage over at running back right now. That I don't know if you'll be able to make up at wide receiver, but that's how it goes when you look at a zero running back team right after the draft. So. But that team could be a monster. So, all right, Justin, Adams, Javonte. Adams at the 1-7 just seems crazy to me. Like, I know Adams is really good, but man, he's just not going to be anything close to what he was in Green Bay. I think he'll still be good, but I don't know if he'll even be top 5 at wide receiver. But anyways, Javonte, I like that. Judy, fine. Etienne, Kittle at the 5-7, that's really good. Lockett, Lazard, Burrow, that's good. Stevenson, Algier, Henderson, Gallup, Brian Robinson at the end. Take a chance. Why not? So we got Javonte, Etienne. I like that running back duo. Adams, Judy. Yeah, this is your wide receiver 3 and your flex looking a little dicey here. Unless Stevenson or Algier really, or Brian Robinson will really break out, or I'm going to say an 8 for that team.
Hey, real quick before you move to me.
What's that?
I know you said Adams that early is weird, but you don't think he's out of order versus receivers, do you?
Well, for me, he is. I have.
Okay.
Like, I would take CD and Diggs probably over him. CD, I definitely would. Diggs is closer. I think it's more just like taking Adams that high more than anything. Like, if he had taken, like, if he was in the 11th and took Adams instead of Diggs over Ale did, I think I'd probably be okay with that. So
okay. I was just wondering because I was like, that's normally where he is going off as a receiver. He's usually the 4th, 5th, or 6th one off the board. And so since this was wide receiver heavy early on.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I do think he's entering his age 30 season.
I know the 30 number kills you.
It kills me, but also Derek Carr is not Aaron Rodgers. Derek Carr's fine, but he's not Aaron Rodgers.
And I get that too.
Yeah, so there's reasons there. But anyway, let's move on to your team. So we go with the 3 RB star. Let's see how this goes. Obviously, Henry Jones. I mean, okay, we can argue Jones. I don't personally have him over Javonte and Cook and Barkley, but each their own. Chubb.
Definitely have him over Barkley.
All right. I mean, like I said, to each their own. You got 3 solid running backs. I mean, I don't know about like when you go running back. I'm probably not taking Hopkins as my first wide receiver just because. What are you going to do for the first 6 weeks when you don't have Hopkins and you're rolling out, Thielen, St. Brown, Claypool, Michael Thomas, who also might not have the first 6 weeks, Jacoby Myers. I think I would just like to see somebody like Waddle, Elijah Moore, DJ Moore, if that's your cup of tea. Just so you have somebody, you have some wide receivers for those weeks. Kyler Murray at the 7-8, that's great. I love Kyler this year. I think Kyler's going to have a huge year. Knox at the 12-5. I thought about Knox over Darrell Williams there. Julio, okay, whatever. We'll see where he ends up. Obviously, this team, very strong at running back. Definite question marks at wide receiver. I like your QB. I like your tight end. Man, if you would have just gone like Waddle or Elijah Moore or even DJ Moore or even Davis or Mooney, just anybody who had like a role weeks 1 through 6, I'd feel better about it.
I just feel like if I make it 3 for 3 out of the first 6 weeks, the end of the year,
well, that is a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good point, and the end of the year certainly matters way more than the beginning of the year. So that's a fair point. Man, it's so hard for me to grade. It's like trying to grade a 0 running back team, trying to grade a robust running back team, because it's never going to look great coming out of the draft, right? Because everybody's going to be like, ooh, those wide receivers. It's like a 0 running back team, they're going to be like, ooh, those running backs. So I'm going to put you at that 8-5 range as well, where it's a team that, like we said, if you can survive the 6 weeks without Hopkins and he comes back and he's great, then this team could be an absolute monster. So give it there for now. All right, Keith, Eckler, Pittman, Big Mike. Man, I'm not a fan of DK, but DK is my wide receiver 3. I'm probably okay with that. Juju. I know you're a big Schultz guy. I'm not a big okay, all right, whatever, it's fine. CEH, I like taking a shot there. Probably kind of like what I was saying earlier. I probably would like to seen some more running back shots here because, I mean, okay, you got Eckler to anchor your team. You got CEH. CEH may not be good this year. There's a chance. I probably would like to see another, maybe like, I don't know, a Gibson, a Pollard, a Singletary, a Damian Harris, a Penny, any of those kind of guys that went after Galladay, just so you have a little more, like I said, you can plug and play a little more with your RB2. Love Russ at the 9-9. I love Russ this year. Hines might help you out there. Chark, I guess you're looking at it like, hey, I got Mark Ingram for 6 weeks or 4 weeks. If Kamara gets suspended, we'll see. Curtis Samuel at the end, I don't mind that at all. And this might be my favorite team so far, actually. You know me. I like my wide receivers. I like Eckler, and I'm not really too worried if my running back 2 is pretty weak. I'd like it better if you, like I said, if you're taking like a couple more shots on your RB2. Jefferson Moore, Gage, Kirk, Monty, Eckler. I think Cheeks still has you by a little bit. What did I give Cheeks? 8.75?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 8.5. It's a good team, but I think, like I said, you're just going to have a little bit of issues with the RB2. Obviously, if Kamara's suspended for 4 to 6 weeks, you can ride Ingram and fix that. But right now, I think that's going to be a little issue for you. All right, Chad. Lamb, Tyreek, McLaurin, Akers, Kamara. All right. Not bad. Waller at the 6-3. Garrett Wilson, Ken Walker, Trey Lance. Love that pick. Love Trey Lance. CPAT, I don't know why. How long is it going to take before we stop drafting Patterson this year? Mac, I like that. Pickens, Jamal, okay, that's good. It's a good team. This is a good team for sure. Lamb, Hill, McLaurin, Wilson, Pickens. Definitely a little bit of risk at your flex, but you got Akers, Kamara, Walker. You got some. I don't know if you're gonna have a true running back one this year, but you could. Like Akers could. Maybe Kamara bounces back. I don't know. It's not a bad team, but I feel like you're definitely gonna have some issues at running back. I feel, and maybe at your flex. So I'm gonna give you an 8 there. All right, Ale, Diggs, Mixon, Robinson, Cooks, Olave. I like that. Connor, I don't even mind Connor at the 6'2". Hunt, I like that. Man, that's a good team. Burks, you got my boy Rashad. You sniped me on Rashad there. Rondell Moore, whatever. Brian Muth in the 11th, that's good. Brady in the 12th, that's good. Oh, you got. I think I said Jamal there. Jameson, you got Jamal. All right, this is a really good team. Diggs, Robinson, Cooks, Olave as your wide receivers with Burks and Moore. And then you got Mixon, Connor Hunt, and Rashad White as your running backs. I think that might be my favorite team, actually. Yeah, it's close between you and Cheeks. Let's see, Mixon, Connor Hunt, Cook, Montgomery. I think he's got you probably slightly at running back, at least at the top. But I think you have him at wide receiver. And you have better running back depth than he does, I think. He's got you at tight end, of course. I'm going to put you in a tie with Cheeks for 875 for first place. And then I got dead last with like a 5.
So my only issue with Al is that he took a couple of rookies, which I don't mind, but I feel like if they blow up in the beginning and then fall off at the end, it's going to be hard to figure out who does he play over who at that point. So he's almost playing himself, where he's like, I think this one will have a good week, this one, and then he's going to be inputting people and that.
Yeah, I mean, he could definitely have some issues at flex, right? If Olave doesn't hit right away or Burks doesn't hit right away. With Connor and Hunt, he could. With Connor and Hunt, he could put one of those guys in the flex. So let's see, what do we got here? It was a difficult draft. It's a friendly stiff. Patterson is good value. Could finish top 50 this season. Hey, I don't know about that. A tie? Yeah, I know. I gave it a tie. I took the easy way out and gave it a tie. What else we got here? I think Team 2 is right there with Cheeks. Yeah, I like Team 2 has. What did I give Team 2? That's it. He does have a good team, but Cheeks. Here's the thing, though. Cheeks, like I don't think his running backs are way better than Cheeks, and I don't think his wide receivers are better than Cheeks. And Cheeks has Kelsey versus Ertz. Like to me, that's the difference right there. Like Jefferson, Moore, Gage, Kirk versus AJ Brown, Keenan Allen, Mooney, Godwin. Not a huge difference there to me. Obviously, he's got Jefferson. That's big. But Cook, Montgomery, JT, Fournette. Okay, so maybe Team 2 has him a little bit of running back. But then he's got Kelsey versus Ertz. That's like a massive difference. That's a massive difference.
I was going to say, I think your big mistake for this draft is, I don't know.
I had a lot of them.
But I think the IU Mahomes kind of from there you were like, all right, now I need to make up for all of that.
I think I'll be honest, like if we look at my team, like I don't mind Swift Evans. I didn't think I was going to have to go Swift Evans because usually even in these drafts, usually like Lamb and Diggs are usually there at the turn. So they weren't there today. And then when it came to my next pick, I mean, I'm looking at the wide receivers there. Like I did consider Brandon Cooks over Bateman. Those were the two I was going back and forth on. I'm not considering Akers. I'm not really considering DK, not Hopkins. Maybe Elijah Moore. Maybe I could have gone Elijah Moore. But you're right. Also there at the 5 when it came to that 5-6 turn, there was like nobody I liked. maybe St. Brown over Ayuk. I thought about Gage. I did think about Gage over Ayuk, and maybe that's a pick I should have made. But yeah, I was just in a spot where there's nobody I really loved, and I'm like, well, it's the 6th round, and Patrick Mahomes is still on the board. Like, okay, I'll just take the value here with Mahomes because there's nobody I really like. So yeah, but I don't really like my draft at all. This was not a good. Like, I think my second half of my draft was better than the first half of my draft, honestly. So yeah, not a good. I definitely have the worst team. So, yeah, but you can ask Nate. He knows it. It's hard to draft and like commentate and answer questions and draft, and then it's really hard when you're ranting about DJ Moore. It makes it really hard because you're not really paying attention to who's going off the board, who's being taken. Right? You're just all of a sudden you're on the clock and you're trying to score.
But easily my best team was the one time you didn't let me into the room.
There you go. Yeah, you just focus on the draft. But it's okay. It's mock drafts. It's it's mock drafts. It's for you guys. It's for people to come in and check it out. And so if my team's bad, it's okay. No big deal. If this was an underdog draft, I wouldn't be like ranting about DJ Moore. I'd be like, okay, here we go. Money's on the line. All right, guys. Well, appreciate it as always. I got to go get something to eat. I'm starving. Jeremy, it's good to have you back. Nate, good to have you on as always. Glad to have everybody in here chatting, asking questions, commenting, getting me riled up about DJ Moore. Makes it fun. And don't forget, if you want to be a part of the drafts, check out the Discord down in the description. Every Thursday, I put out the link. So get in here. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good one, everybody.